What I can remember from the day I was born, it was always hard times, welfare, not much food, no money, crime infested neighborhoods, murders, pimps, prostitutes, drugs, and it was survival of the fittest. I was bullied a lot as a kid. I used to have pigeons, and one particular time, some bully grabbed one of my pigeons and ripped his head off, and that was the first time I ever got into a fight. And I kind of like won. I was young, like 9, but I kind of like won, and I like fighting ever since because it gave me attention. Everybody knew me from that incident, and so after that, older kids would bring other kids from different neighborhoods around my neighborhood, and they would pay us to fight each other, and that's how I started fighting. I probably had. Wow, in my life I probably had 400 fights. And I meet this gentleman named Bobby Stu, who's a former professional fighter. Not a big time fighter, but just a former professional fighter. 4 10-round fights, never big time. And every weekend he started, he would box with the kids. And then one particular day he boxed me and he beat the out of me. I started getting into a lot of trouble. By the time I was 12, I was arrested probably 40 times.
Yeah.
Everybody in the juvenile and the police department knew my name. Everybody, I was a regular. And so eventually they sent me away, and I was in this place. They sent me there for 2 years. And so I'm there, and eventually I get shipped away to another reformatory upstate New York. He started boxing me, started teaching me how to box. And then eventually I was, 13 then. I became too good. So he had said, I have to take you somewhere else for someone that could take you to the next level. And so I went and I met Cus D'Amato, because I was really putting it on, trying to impress Cus. And Cus said, this is the next champion, providing he doesn't lose interest. So he said how old he was. And I said, he's 13. And then Cus said he's lying. He doesn't want to go to prison with the grown adults, so he said he was 13. He said, tell me the truth, how old are you? I said, I'm 13. I'm 13. He said, tell me the truth. I said, I'm 13. So he got my birth certificate, he found out I was 13. And then Cus and those guys just automatically, I didn't even agree to it. They said, this is what you're going to do. You're going to be heavyweight champ. You're going to win the Olympics. You're going to win the gold medal. You're going to do this. And you're going to become heavyweight champ. You're going to be this and that. And then with me up here, all he did was sell me dreams. He would tell me wonderful things, what we're going to accomplish and who we're going to beat and how we're going to help people and what we're going to do. And you're the greatest fighter God created. This guy's in my life, and we were 2 guys. He was isolated he was in exile. He lost all his money. He was staying with his sister-in-law. He couldn't marry. He wanted to marry her, but he couldn't marry her because he had tax problems, and she would have to take on the tax problem, so he could never marry her. He was sad about that. He was really a miserable guy, and we were willing to sacrifice my psychological health to just be the best in the world. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your life for a marriage or sacrifice your life for a goal you want to accomplish, and that's the goal the rules that I've always taken, is sacrifice and be objective. As I got older in life, I had to deal with demons with that. I thought I was that kind of person that really my objective was just to hurt people as much as possible.
Yeah.
Not just beat them, but just to really hurt them, so they never forget me. And that was just my goal. That's what I learned from Cus. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
And he didn't have much time to teach me because he died shortly. He only had 7 to 6 years to be, to teach me anything. That was just time. It was just time for me to heal.
Yeah.
I was bitter, and I took it out on other people. I took it out on myself, and I didn't know how to deal with any adversity at that degree, at that particular time in my life. And I never experienced love. My love was hurting people. Yeah. The more people I hurt, the more love I received.
Yeah.
And it just was a time in my life I grew up, and I lived that life, and I received love, and I saw what love done once I became involved with my wife and I started having kids. My whole life lived with off my ego. Just I was a megalomaniac with a low self-esteem. If you said something, I always say I'm nobody. But if it's something I wanted to accomplish, I'm the greatest. I'm a god. I could accomplish something. But as far as my perspective on myself, I couldn't trust myself. I had to be able to trust myself. I had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to respect myself.
How'd you do that after all those years?
Just dealing with the pain. And at one stage, I was a god, but I just didn't know what to do. I was on the clouds, but I just didn't know what to do. I was there, and I got sucked into all my vices, women, drinking, parties, spending, and it just took a toll on me. It took a toll on my self-esteem. If I'm in prison, I'm talking to my car dealer, and my car dealer is talking about some friend of mine that bought cars from him but never paid him all the money. So he said, Michael, so if they don't pay me all my money for the car, I'm going to trade their car in and get some animals like horses and stuff. I said, what? you can buy horses? He said, yeah, I know a guy that sells horses, tigers, cougars, penguins. He said, wouldn't that be cool, Mike, if you had one of your Ferraris and you had your tiger in you? I said, that would be very cool. And so I said, I explained, I said, well, why don't you tell the dealer to send me a couple of cubs, right? And so I'm at my house in Ohio, and my wife at the time is 19, but she came to visit me. She came to visit me. The cubs came that day, boom. And she was there when we were playing with the cubs. That's the first time I ever interacted with cubs. I had no experience with cubs. I didn't know they're capable of killing you at a certain particular time in their life. I used to convince everybody that we're all brothers, we're here together, we're doing this time, and no one cared. People were dying. I wasn't finished with God yet. I really thought he was me. So I got out of prison, so I'm really determined to be champion again, because I'm going to show everybody this wasn't a fluke. I'm going to be champ again. They think this is over. I'm not going to ever come back out again, and they're laughing at me and making fun of me. So I'm going to come out and I'm going to win the title again and have more money than everybody. And that's what happened. That guy had to die. That guy had to no longer exist in my life in order for me to survive in the new world.
And the guy you were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I could no longer, the guy from the past could no longer project anything kindly to my future.
Yeah.
So he had... to die, and I had to be a different person. I had a 4-year-old daughter that passed away, and that's pretty much what the change of my life and stuff. I just didn't want to go out. I still couldn't make the transition. I couldn't make the transition, and that's when things were getting out of hand. And that's when I met Rob Hickman, and he introduced me to this medicine called the toad. It has another scientific name. I don't know the name. I don't want to do what I did before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to strive and just living a happy, stress-free life. I got into this, my CBD and my cannabis corporation. This is just, man, it's been the best thing that ever happened to me in 25, 30 years. When I go out and I meet younger kids who are 20 or 15, it's because they watched The Hangover and some of the shows I did.
Yeah, that's what
they had no idea that I used to be a boxer at any time. I told my wife, I said, baby, I think I can do this. I want to make people feel the way this guy made me feel. Me and my wife are watching, we're going to see Chaz Palminteri, The Bronx Tale, the movie, but he's doing it on stage. And while we're doing the movie, during the theater play, I noticed 900 people arena, and everything is quiet. You can hear a rat piss on cotton. It's just quiet. It's quiet. Some people are crying. Today, Mike Tyson, the sky is the limit. You know, there's no, it's just no limit what I'm capable of doing. Me and my family and everybody. But just imagine going through tough times and adversity. If I would have gave up or did something ridiculous or got involved in fights with cops like I used to do and got shot or killed or something, I was on that path and I surrendered and gave up and then let God take his will. And I found my wife and we've been friends forever. Like I say, everything is a very positive perspective. accept my friends now. I never accepted my friends. In order to have friends, you have to be a friend yourself. I never allowed myself to be a friend with my friends, and those situations have changed. My wife, my children, we all have this community. You couldn't be doing any better. If I died today, I have to write a check that I was overpaid. I have compassion, less compassionate for my fellow mankind. I have more compassion with him. I don't look at them, when I look at him now, I don't look at him as competition, of thinking of him being dead or hurt or something. It's all about love. I think about loving him, I think about holding him, I think about helping him. We have to understand we're stronger than we anticipate that we are. We're a lot stronger than we believe we are. And by believing in yourself, you can overcome the most darkest moments. It's all about the belief you have in yourself, not about what other people believe in you. It's about what you believe in yourself and your intestinal fortitude, how much you could really take.